passes for discourse. And my makeup artist said, why are you reacting like that? I think it's great. She went, ah! And she told me this. I said, you know what's disappointing about this? It isn't just that she had no real articulable reasons why she reacted that way. It's that she knows me personally. And she knows how well I treated her, as I treated everybody well. And the makeup artist said, I know, and I told her that. I said, I thought you liked him. He treated you beautifully. Ah! Crime up 50%, homicides in LA year to year. Decline in quality of public education. 75% of black boys cannot read at state levels of proficiency, and they're low. We used to have an exam that teachers used to have to take called the CBEST exam, and required them to have a certain level of proficiency in a bunch of subjects, including math. And because so many flunked it, a disproportionately high percentage of them were black, they got rid of it during the pandemic. So now you can be a public school teacher at LAUSD or in California and be even less qualified than before. And I ran on school choice. Ah! Breakdown of the family? I was watching a documentary. I think I mentioned it last week, can't remember. About a basketball player who now plays for the Lakers. His name is Russell Westbrook. And he used to play for UCLA for a couple of years and went to the pros. First played in Oklahoma City, and then he went to Washington, D.C., and then he went to Houston, and now he's with the Lakers. Very, very good ball player. A lot of people criticize him. They think he's a ball hog, but he's a very, very talented ball player. And he grew up not far from me in South Central L.A. in an area called Inglewood. And very heavily gang-infested area. But he had a mother and a father in his life, and they're still together, and a brother. And you can tell the family's very close. Wonderful wife, delightful wife. And his father was interviewed extensively, as was his mother. And despite everything you hear about how difficult it is in the inner city for kids growing up, the father said, joining a gang is a choice. And I was determined, because so many of my friends were dead. He said 90% of the friends he grew up with were dead. I was determined that my kids were not going to get involved in that kind of life. And they didn't. His brother, I think 2 years younger, wears glasses, seems kind of geeky. Sweet kid. He said it's a choice. But this is a man, Russell Westbrook, who had guidance, had a mother and a father in his life. And they were heavily involved in his life. Still are. Makes all the difference in the world. And I talked about that during the campaign. Ah! Really? And all of the things that were written about me, the most harsh, negative ones, were written by blacks. I interviewed Tavis Smiley, who is a left-wing former pundit on PBS NPR, had a show for years. I interviewed with him. It was a difficult interview. He said I was anti-black. I said, what makes me anti-black? He said, you're opposed to reparations. So was Obama until a year ago. Was he anti-black then? Honestly. Ah!